Hello, everybody. This is a podcast that I haven't named. I'm just going to throw this on the internet and hope people listen to it, okay?
Random internet podcast here.
This is Matt. This is my drummer.
I play drums. I hit things.
Yeah, and if you like music, I make music on a channel called Noble Truth. I'll put that in the description. We can talk. So, yeah, Matt, tell us a little bit about like your interest in music. Why are you so into that, man?
Because music's fun, right? You got to play some music every now and then. Express yourself.
You get lost in it.
Get in the flow. You achieve your flow state. You're playing your music. You ever see that movie Soul?
No.
Yeah, well,
I have not seen that.
Long story short, Soul spoilers incoming, right?
Oh, yeah?
It's a big mechanic of the movie is that the people, the musicians who are playing instruments, they go into this like flow state.
Where?
And all of a sudden there's like a different universe.
Oh yeah,
playing music. Yeah, they're just like some random Pixar shit.
Right.
And then they're all
right. Some interdimensional.
Yeah, interdimensional like musical thing created by flow state. Yeah, it's like part of the plot, dude. It's real life. Pixar's real life.
A lot of people who most people who know me are aware that I'm not like a huge movie guy as much as I like. I mean, like I like acting, which is kind of strange, but like I've never watched Soul. I haven't watched all the Terminator movies. I haven't watched The Goonies.
You at least watched Judgment Day though, right? Terminator 2.
Judgment Day. I've seen. I think I saw Judgment Day. That's the '90s one, right? Mm-hmm. That's the one where he becomes the good guy.
Yeah,
he's the good guy instead of the bad guy.
Yep.
I'm not too familiar with Terminator beyond that, but when it comes to cinema and film, that is just so far from my expertise.
Oh, okay, yeah. But you gotta hop in there, man. Just sit there for like 7 days straight and just watch movies.
I mean, I have the time.
There you go, right?
Yeah, and I like music. I like sitting on my bed and putting on a good album, closing my eyes and imagining I'm in another dimension, as they do in Soul.
Yeah,
it's like my thing.
Right.
Because, fuck you. You want to join this shit?
No.
Fuck you.
Oh, well, actually, she just joined right now,
well,
guys.
She's technically in it.
Right, she's in here. You can hear. She picks up on the microphone.
That's Coyote. That's Coyote over there.
Yeah.
Looking at her phone, buying fucking
Schmiote call.
I love you, Lana.
Shopping for clothes.
What?
Shopping for clothes online.
Yeah.
I picked out 39 items.
39.
Lana's over here like dropping a couple grand on clothes.
Yeah, I'm
just flexing, big flexing on us.
I'm gonna drop a big shit in a second. But yeah, like okay, so we're talking about music.
Oh yeah, listening to an album, like sitting there listening.
Yeah.
What do you think about how there's people who listen to albums?
Yeah.
And there's people who just listen to random playlists, like music, just random things coming at them.
That's how I originally started because, okay, so we're Gen Z, right?
Yeah.
So we're like old, ancient Gen Z. Don't fucking call me a millennial. I'll kill you. And like, when I was in middle school, it was like 2010, 2011 or so, and no one had told me how to listen to albums, really.
Yeah.
Like, I just thought albums were a collection of songs, and you just chose the songs that you wanted to listen to.
Start wherever you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was on my mom's iMac, and I would like listen to Nevermind, and I would just click on like whichever title seemed the most interesting.
Yeah.
So I just kind of took it for granted that, I thought that you had to just listen to whatever song you wanted, and there was no, like, the artist had no intention of, giving you a specific way to listen to the music, and then.
Which, I mean, some days, like I'd say now, there are some albums that are like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The artist just puts together a whole bunch of random songs, and you just go in there at your own risk,
right?
But then there are albums that do have a structure like that, beginning to end. Or you talking about Nevermind? I mean
that's a song. It's an album that flows really well.
Yeah, I mean, I remember listening through the whole album all the way through. Something in a way.
Yeah.
Plays, and then it's silence, and then Endless Nameless comes through, right? That's like it's almost like the finale of the album as a while. Yeah. The secret track at the end of the album.
That was I remember the first time I listened to that. I think I had already known that it was an Easter egg, but like I heard that track was entirely improvised, and one wouldn't think.
Yep. Just like gallons of rubbing alcohol
flowing down the strip.
Yep.
All right. Question for you. This is difficult. I'm not asking you to like say favorites, but which album do you enjoy more? Is it like In Utero or Nevermind?
Oh, in Utero.
Oh yeah.
I mean, number one. Nothing against the first guy who mixed it.
Yeah.
But with In Utero, Steve Albini.
Yeah.
Doing the mixing and the production, the way he did Dave Grohl's drums and the guitars, like reminiscent of Jesus Lizard. He did work for them as well, and his own work, like in Shellac. I mean, the guy is a genius, and his production and his sound translated really well for Nirvana's In Utero album. Yeah, he's great. Chicago too, man.
Yeah.
Midwest.
He what was it? Big Black? Is that the
Big Black.
Big
oh
Black.
Yeah.
Songs about fucking.
Yeah, that's a classic.
That's
man.
a classic. But you listen to that album and the guitars sound like glass.
Yeah, they
sound
do.
like shattered glass.
Oh, and the drums on there, are electronic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, they are?
Yeah. The drums on Big Black are electronic.
No fucking way. Get out of town. Okay, that's it's gonna change the experience for me a little bit, but that's one of my favorites, especially because Steve Albini just has he's got a way of making like intelligent music.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Well, you should listen to Shellac.
I know some Shellac. I've listened to some of their bigger hits on Spotify, but I couldn't name a song.
Yeah.
Because the Steve Albini, because he's a producer, like you can hear that in the mix. I think he's like very he likes very heavy bass, but also likes his guitars to have like a very like UK, what is it, like bridge kind of sound. I think he likes bridge pickups a lot with the guitars that he uses. Yeah,
100%. I mean, like you were saying earlier, like the glass, like glass texture, like screaming guitars. I mean, really took a center in his Jesus Lizard work.
Well, talking about all this music and things that inspire us. Like, so I know that you're working with Noble Truth right now, and like, I feel you're a permanent member. If you feel like a hired gun, you're welcome to feel however you do. But you're also in another band, and what is that band's name? What are you guys about?
Yeah. So we do have a name.
Yeah.
And so that's it's a Japanese name. Right?
Oh yeah.
Mazuko. So it's like it means ancient demon.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the anime Yu Yu Hakusho?
No.
Yeah, the main character Yusuke is part of the Mazuko. So we use that name, but it's it's heavy metal, type of fusion, like new metal in there, doing like some thrall stuff, It's really doing some like, heavy stuff. So I'm excited about that too.
Wow, you bunch of weebs. I know a thing or two about Japan.
Yeah, man.
Might.
Weebs are the future.
They're the future.
Weebs are what is like, pushing society forward.
Yeah, I can imagine the president of the United States being.
One day, the president's gonna go up there in like a neon cat, like fucking.
President's a furry.
Yeah, and like Ahiago, suit on.
Right. Ahiago?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
I
gotta look it up
the hentai girl faces.
Oh yeah,
they
that's
print
right.
them all over their sweaters.
That shit is all over TikTok.
Yeah, dude.
TikTok breeds mental illness.
Yeah.
That shit is
100%. It's the Chinese government's way of infiltrating our society, right?
Dude, China's winning. China's gonna win. We've already lost. The USA is done, man.
We've passed our 200 years, right? So they say society peaks after 200 years.
That's what really?
That's what they say. Yeah.
No, who says that? That actually that would
like
add
a historical. Yeah, it's like a historical fact that a lot of societies peak after 200 years.
About 200
There's
years.
like a study about that.
All right. Well, if American society starts in 1776, that would mean because a lot of people say American society reached its peak sometime in the 1960s.
Yeah.
And then it was all downhill from there.
Right. Yeah.
And if America would have been 190, 200 years old in the 1960s and 70s, then that would make sense.
Well, yeah, because 70. That would be 1976 was the bicentennial birthday of America.
Yeah.
They released the bicentennial coins in that year.
Yep, with Eisenhower on them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they had the Eisenhower coin, but they all have the quarter, the $half, and the Eisenhower all have different designs for that year.
Wow. Not to be too off topic or anything, but I hear that they're getting rid of the penny.
Yeah,
did you hear about that?
No, I did not hear about that. I mean, I've read articles about that a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Where people are saying, yeah, we're gonna get rid of the penny, or we're gonna get rid of this. Is that the next step in hyperinflation?
No, I mean, I think they're actually serious this time. In 2023, they're getting rid of the penny.
All right, well, save your fucking pennies, man. They're gonna be worth millions.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah. I mean, I know you're joking, but it'd be weird if we were 60 or 70 years old and then your
pennies, man, are worth
Grandpa, what was it like when you had pennies? Well, there was a whole fuck ton of them, and I always threw them away.
Right, yeah.
Got in my way.
Yeah, right. I put all my change in jars, man. Come on, bro.
Pennies suck. Yeah, that's. So we're saying that societies peak after 200 years, though. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it because it really just sounds conspiratorial in my end. But
no, I'm more of a part of a positive outlook. I think it's funny. It's funny to say that it's gonna end, but I think we're at such a point in society with technology and such strong infrastructure in a lot of areas that there would have to be a lot for a country like this to completely fall, to be overtaken. It's not like it was 60, 70, 80 years ago.
Yeah, perhaps. I think that the technology and the innovations that we've seen in like the last 100 years are fucking amazing, and I'm not anywhere near educated enough to even understand how they're doing it. But something that is pretty clear to me is technology is it's progressing and getting more complex, but also making life more convenient faster than we can get used to it. Whereas like it used to take generations for innovations to change society. Now it's happening in a matter of like 3 to 5 years.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like
there's giant leaps.
Well, I mean, 2007 the iPhone comes out. And then, like, what was the big thing of, like, the 2010s? Like, social media kind of blew up, and then, like, Instagram was really popular, and then it changed the way that we shared photos, and then TikTok became really big 4 years ago.
Right, TV went digital.
Yeah, TV went, like, nobody watches television anymore. Does your grandma still ask you, does your grandma still ask you about that one show on Channel 54 and that you should watch it?
Yeah. Well, my grandma watches Judge Judy every day, bro.
Dude, Judge Judy is still on?
Yeah, it's still running.
No way.
Yeah, on television, reruns, and the other Judge show too. TV is surprisingly the same.
She's gotta be a bag of bones by now.
Yeah. TV. Yeah. She actually has a new show.
Really?
Yeah, like a Hulu partnership. She's got a new show.
Retired.
It's not called Judge Judy, but it's something different. She wears like a pink like judge robes in it now.
Judge Booty.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, bro. She's kind of fine, right?
Judge I don't know now.
What, dude? You don't think Judge Judy is kind of fine, bro?
I don't know what Judge Judy looks like
if
now.
Judge Judy came up to you right now and she was like, bro, like, I want you to be with me forever. I'll take care of you. I'll do everything for you. You tell me you're going to say no, bro?
I would be like, bitch, I have options.
What do you mean, bro? It's Judge Judy, man. She's gonna take care of you for the rest of your life. She's gonna make you a judge and shit.
So Judge Judy, I just wrote 3031. What the fuck's wrong with it? 20. I can't type.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
No, we're not. We'll never see 3031.
I don't know. We might, man.
Well,
we might. We start like we were able to like take consciousness and implant it into different like beings and shit.
She looks pretty good.
Yeah, right.
She actually does not look bad. How old is she?
I don't know. She's got to be at least in her 70s, right?
I'm looking at Judge Judy when she was younger. And,
yeah.
Wait, hold on. What is her last name?
What is it? We're gonna dox Judge Judy live on the podcast.
Judith Susan Scheindlin, née Blum.
Oh,
holy
crap,
bro! Her maiden name.
Blum,
is my last name.
You got an ancestry, dude. There might be a link here.
Hey, dude, now I definitely can't because that would be incest. You know,
no, dude, it's okay. Better. No, exactly.
Fuck you.
Come on, dude. You're talking about being a weeb and you don't like incest?
Whoa, dude. This is it's not like a curse. It's a weird coincidence. So I studied Japanese in school and I'm still studying it. Like Onichan. Like what is it? Is that older brother?
Older brother.
Yeah, older. Nei-chan is big sister. I'm not super good at it. But like I've been studying Japanese for fucking 2 years, right? And it wasn't until like watch anime or anything. I don't even want to get into the story, but now that I actually know the language a little bit and I'm familiar with Japan, it's really strange for me to interact with weeaboos and people who really like anime because I never watch it, but I'm like sort of familiar with the culture.
Right.
And I'm usually more familiar with the language than they are, but when it comes to like the subculture that weeaboos just like drown in, I'm completely lost. Like you said, they like incest. What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. Or like ugly bastard. You never heard of the ugly bastard genre?
I mean,
it's a genre like a big it's like a big ugly dude, right? He's like no one likes him. Gets with this like really hot chick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she's just like head over heels in love with him. You know, that's like just one of those Japanese
tropes.
Yeah, one of those genres, man.
Yeah, it happens a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so in Japan. Well, there isn't. Is it Japan, or one of those Asian countries where the female population is more than the male population, like running out of men?
I believe it's China.
China.
Because China had the one-child policy whenever they had,
Right, and everyone
daughters.
wanted to have males. Yeah.
Everyone wanted to have males, and they just killed all the daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was there's a really horrible family joke. Family Guy joke where like Death is reincarnated, or like Death's brother. They're both hanging out in hell somewhere, and he's like, "Oh, I'm about to get reincarnated."
Oh yeah, and he comes right back.
And he was like, "China, yeah. Girl, yeah." So it's like that was fucking.
Yeah, man. Well, now they have 2-child policy though. They changed it. They let you have one more now.
Yeah, now they're actually encouraging people to get married and start families.
Yeah, holy crap!
Now,
now you can have 2 whole children.
Yeah, it does not sound like our country right now. No, we're in a different headspace.
Yeah, no, we got people out here living on farms with like 8 children.
Yeah. Here?
In America.
In America?
Yeah.
America. What, like the Duggar family? With like they still have like.
Yeah, or like Mormons, man. They go crazy, man.
Mormons. That's an interesting group of people.
Yeah.
You ever been approached by a Mormon on the bus?
Yeah. And actually on Facebook, I have Mormons. I have Mormons message me, and they send me voice. Yeah, they send me voice messages. They're like, hey Matthew, we love your profile picture, love your beard. Like,
would you like to join our cult?
Yeah, you want to come join our cult? You can have like 7 wives. It'd be cool,
Yeah, dude, I know that there are probably some Mormons listening to this, and they're gonna have a negative reaction to that. And it's not something I really know too much about, but whenever it comes to religious people or people who are super passionate to the extent that they're like no longer open to the possibility that there are other ways of living and like I guess other value systems other than theirs, then I'm like, okay, dude, I gotta keep a wide berth from you, man, because this is not going to end well.
Yeah, they're like, at that point, you're a non-believer. It's like Jehovah's Witness, right?
Yeah.
Almost like the same.
Didn't they say that the world was going to end in 1984?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So, like wasn't that whole premise of the religion?
That was the world's going to end, I'm pretty sure. The world's going to end if, like, you're not a Jehovah's Witness, a non-believer, you're going to go to hell. Like, you're going to die. It's
like, I don't know, I once was told that Jehovah's Witnesses claimed that the world was going to end in 1984, and therefore they shouldn't exist anymore, because that didn't happen.
Yeah, right? But the religion goes on, man.
Yeah, it just continues.
Yeah. I actually been to a Jehovah's Witness funeral.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. My great uncle, I never met him. He's a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. It was really interesting, actually, to see a Jehovah's Witness. Like you're saying, it's like a cult, right?
Word.
We went in there. There's no windows in the church. It's like a bank or something that they turned into a church.
Wow.
And it was just a whole bunch of people that, I hadn't seen in years.
Word.
Because they don't talk to non-believers, man.
They
stay away. Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, it's like you might have met a Jehovah's Witness, become friends with them for a little bit.
Yeah.
But once they get really into religion, they're not allowed to talk to outsiders whatsoever.
Sounds a little inefficient.
Yeah.
It's not very attractive to me as a person who wants to be pretty free in his life.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Sure.
No, you can only talk to these people. I mean, Mormons, in Mexico. I'm not sure if they do. I feel like they do in Utah as well. But in Mexico, they have little villages.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Mormon villages. You didn't know about this? They have the Mormon villages, and just a couple years ago, there was this thing where the Mormons got into a scuffle with one of the Mexican cartels in the area.
Oh, that sounds like...
Yeah, and they got their, SUV shot up, murdered.
Yeah, you don't fuck with the cartel, man.
Yeah, Mormons versus the Sinaloa cartel.
Dude, you're reminding me. You ever watch Bald and Bankrupt? You know Bald and Bankrupt?
No,
the
I
YouTube
don't.
channel? Oh, you have to watch. That is one of the best YouTube channels of all time. Okay. Probably below just below Filthy Frank for me, because I think Filthy Frank is legendary.
Yeah, there's some god tier content.
That is, I was watching some Filthy Frank earlier today, but I don't want to go into it. So Bald and Bankrupt, he's just this 45, 46-year-old bald guy who is invincible and doesn't react to anything. Like he is the embodiment of masculinity in a living person.
Okay.
And so what he does is just travel. He travels around like Russia and countries that nobody ever visits and vlogs about it as he does just absolutely insane things.
Yeah.
So like he'll go to South America, like Bolivia, for example, and he like in this one video he dressed up in a suit and tie with like sunglasses, and it looked like he was a pimp or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, I'm gonna go into this. I'm going to go to the most dangerous part of Bolivia by myself in a taxi. And so like he takes a taxi, and the dude in the car who's like speaking to him in broken English because he's a Spanish speaker is like, you should not go to this part of Bolivia. You are going to die.
Right.
And so like the dude stops halfway on the way there, and it's like, all right, you gotta walk the rest of the way, dude. I'm not risking my life. And so like he's like, okay, that's fine. He's got like the dude's got a big smile on his face. It's like, I'm gonna go there by myself. I'm going on an adventure.
Right.
And and like the people who are watching this, like me, you're like, what's gonna happen?
Right.
You know, like obviously he's alive because he posted the video.
Right.
But like, he goes into this little village where people hardly speak English and I guess like a very specific dialect of Spanish, and he's like, hey, what's the most dangerous part around here? And they're like, oh, the village over, they burn people alive over there.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Just make sure you don't go over there. And he's like, okay, goes over there.
Go over there.
And so he starts walking over and approaching like this village because it's like it's run by like the cartel or whatever.
Right.
And so as he's walking over, immediately like this dude on a motorcycle stops in front of him, and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, hello there, sir. I'm from England. I just wanted to see what's over here because the architecture seems very interesting. And then like he's like, can I see like some ID or whatever? And the thing about Bald Bankrupt that's really amazing is he's so charismatic that he can sway basically anybody into liking him.
Yeah.
And like dude gives him the passport and has like a big smile on his face. It's like, hi, I'm from England. What's your name? Dude's like, my name's France. What the fuck are you doing here? And I guess like they were like, okay, you have 30 minutes. You can walk around for 30 minutes, but then you gotta get the fuck out of there. And like he's like, okay, and he just walks, you know, lackadaisically into the place and continues to vlog while talking about his life. And I think he's aware that he's doing something stupid, but it's not until you read the YouTube comments that you're like, oh my god, that he really did some shit. Because people who live in South America are like, dude, you just ran into the cartel and they probably would have killed you on the fucking spot if you hadn't been so charismatic.
Right. Yeah.
It's like when you put all of your all your points into
charisma,
and
stature,
zero into intellect. But that's what makes the channel absolutely insane. Is like it's a real vlog footage, and he does just the unthinkable. So like anybody who's listening to this right now, please watch Bald and Bankrupt.
Yeah, we're sponsored actually. By Mr. Bald himself.
And if I'm canceled for that, well, fuck it, whatever.
Come on, Mr. Bald, help us out, man.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's PewDiePie's favorite channel actually.
Really?
Yeah, or among them.
Okay.
But
yeah, it's really bad in South America. You know, in Brazil, in the favelas, cops will try and drive in there, and their windshields shot up instantly.
Really?
Yeah, there's videos of it. Of the police trying to patrol in the favelas. They don't even do it anymore. It's all gang control.
It's really that bad?
Yeah, it is. And actually, Mexico, if we're going to talk about Mexican cartels, even worse. They just, like it was a couple of years ago, they did this like excursion. They had some sort of, one of their leaders was being held prisoner in the capital, and they came with like Humvees and military equipment and drove the Mexican government out of the city so that they can get their own prisoner and got him.
Christ.
Yeah, so these cartels are just a whole like next level. They really are in the government.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're like their own like militaries,
right?
Or own organizations. They make so much money at this point.
That makes a lot of sense though. So what is this, like Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro?
And even in Mexico.
Yeah. Okay.
In Mexico. I mean, you can think about like Pablo Escobar when he was still around. I mean, he had hippos, mansions, everything. He makes so much money in that drug trade that they're just able to get into legitimate business, get into everything.
Man, like, oh, fuck. Yeah. That sounds like a rough lifestyle. But I mean, like, if you're at the top of that dominance hierarchy, man, I imagine that you have it all.
Well, yeah, I mean, the politicians, they can't say anything because they do anything against the cartel, their whole family.
Their whole family's dead.
Dead, literally.
Yeah,
it's not
it's
not a joke.
Not gonna get my hands dirty with that. But my friend to make it as short as possible, I did an exchange in France where I met a lot of people from various countries, and one of my friends was from Brazil, and we really hit it off. And at the end of that exchange, I was like, "Oh, bro, you should definitely visit me in Rio de Janeiro one time." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I guess I'll do it. I heard Brazil's kind of dangerous." And he's like, "Yeah. Don't leave my side." Don't leave my side when you're there. Like, I will be there the entire time. And I'm like, why? And I guess I think I asked a couple of people afterwards, and everyone said, like, well, if you're a white person walking down Brazil, everyone's going to want to fucking mug you because they think that you're from a first world country and that you have money.
Money, and you rob the shit out of you.
Right. And I'm like, maybe I don't want to go.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I, should just maybe pass on that offer and you can visit me.
Well, yeah, it was just interesting. I feel like it's that way in probably a lot of countries, like white tourists going into the country, or like, you know, really first world country looking people.
Well, like, it was kind of eye-opening for me when I studied abroad. Have you done a lot of traveling, Matt?
No,
you haven't?
No.
Like, have you ever left the country?
Not yet.
Not yet? Yeah, because I have a very limited experience because, I mean, I grew up kind of broke. I didn't have, like, a lot of money growing up. I mean, my parents were good to me and everything, but, like, not enough to travel like some people did.
Yeah,
and when I lived abroad, I mean, you understand what you take for granted in your home country that
100%.
Other countries don't have. And
100%.
one of the things is, like, there's this sense of security that we have because we have the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans that are border that keep us from the rest of the world. Canada's to the north, and like the only country that like seems like a threat to some people apparently is Mexico.
All right, which, come on now.
It's not really a threat. No, I don't personally think so. But like if you were,
but there are people who are very scared of Mexico for sure.
Yeah, they exist.
Yeah, they're out there.
But like when you're in Europe, I mean, Europe is basically an extension of the Eurasian continent, and like you don't have that security because you're surrounded by other countries that don't share the same interests. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is, I guess I can understand why people in the European Union feel like this sense of unease of wanting to like separate from it, because that would easily lead to like conflict between nations, and that would I don't even have a framework to think about that, dude.
Yeah, about the EU.
Yeah. I don't know. This isn't supposed to be a political podcast, but I feel
well,
like
it is.
I'm just
it's transforming.
Well, it's hard to talk about shit and not like, I don't know, be like, oh, hey, I might feel this way about something, but I'm willing to change my mind.
Yeah.
That's another thing about podcasts that is really difficult. Is you have to keep the flow, but you can't just say whatever the hell you want because there are consequences to what you say.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh. Fuck, as if there's already enough consequence to what I say in real life.
Now there's like, you're on the ice.
Yeah, you ever feel like you're on the ice?
Nah, bro.
No,
it's going.
You chill.
Flowing, bro.
Word. Yeah, I mean, like everybody has like the oversensitive friend nowadays, but then again, that would, in my case, require to have a lot of friends, which I avoid at all costs.
Now, who talks to people anymore, dude? This is just a recording. I'm just speaking to a recording with pre-recorded answers. Dude,
I have thought about this in depth. It's like, now that we live, like, okay, so don't say the word. Let's call it the Kyogre virus, okay?
Mm-hmm. Kyogre virus.
It's called the Kyogre virus.
The Lana virus.
Yeah, it's not exploded. It's the Kyogre virus. Yeah. And like, ever since that shit started last year, I feel like the entire paradigm has just gone through a radical shift.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about 2019 and like 2021, to me, obviously years are different from one another, but it's like so stark that I almost feel like this is the beginning of a new era that I'm not really about.
Yeah.
Because.
Well, in what way?
Well, I'm not. I feel like nobody. Look, I'm one to talk, okay? I don't go out very often, but every time I do go out, I never find people who are like our age anymore, or it's hard to find them. I'm just like, at a bar or whatever.
Yeah.
Because now we can, like, I'm just going to take a guess that a lot of people are either watching Netflix, they're playing League of Legends, or they're like doing a Twitch stream or something, and there isn't the same necessity to go outside and meet up with people, because you could just bust out your phone and
just go online.
Yeah, go and make a Zoom call. And for a lot of people, that's just enough.
Well, especially with.
Yeah.
I mean, recently I've seen more people.
Weird.
I've seen more people out, but at the same time, I think of, with technology and with social media and with how everything it is, it's almost kind of hard to how do you go about introducing yourself to somebody you've never met before.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what I see as the next challenge, right? Like, it's already a challenge to find people that are in your age group, like you're saying, that are going out and doing stuff.
Yeah.
But if you see a whole bunch of people that you don't know, how do you really have to do like a tactical move here to be able to introduce yourself and to like make a new friendship with somebody you've never met before.
Breaking the ice. I mean, like, it's so common now to say that you're awkward, that you don't know how to talk to people. Yeah. Everyone's socially awkward. Yeah. Or so it seems. Yeah. I mean, I certainly feel that way. But what kind of is weird for me, and I don't have any experience to really, like, put myself in the minds of people who are 30 years older than us. But, like, if it were 1970 right now, like, for one, we probably wouldn't be able to record a podcast really easily in the basement.
Yeah, no.
If we did, we'd have to have, like, a whole
We'd
rig.
have to have a couple tape decks lying around.
But if I wanted to have you come over for band practice, one, I'd probably have to, like, call you over the phone. Right. And be like, okay, hey, meet me at 6 o'clock, and we'll make things happen. And if you didn't, you were an asshole.
Right, yeah. Right?
That's what my mom always tells me.
Yeah, like, you either show up or you don't, you know.
And, like, I think because life has become more convenient, as things have become more convenient, we've also relieved ourselves of responsibility somewhat.
Yeah,
because we're like,
the technology allows you to, like, hide behind this responsibility, so you don't have to.
Like, even think of, like, some people are going to disagree with me on this, and I'm not even sure, but like back then, if you recorded music and you wanted to sound, like, as sharp as you can, you actually had to put a lot of effort into the take as the take as you were doing it. You know what I mean? You couldn't just go into post and add a couple of tweak it a little bit to make it sound, even better than it was, or at least that's my understanding. Whereas now, if you do a lazy take or, like, a not very good take in your music production, you can cover that up really easily if you're talented at it.
I agree with that. It was kind of back to what earlier where you were saying with how technology makes everything easier for us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot more serious when you're recording some tracks or recording your music. You have a set amount of tape,
Penis.
You're welcome to join. You really don't want to?
No.
Why not?
I don't have anything interesting to say right
You just fucking talk.
Yeah, you just said something interesting.
You said penis. You talk about penis.
Vagina.
Look at that, dude.
Yeah, see? Very good. This is some good conversation.
But yeah, no, back to what we're saying. So with the technology, right, it makes things a lot easier. When you're recording music back in the day, you have a set amount of tape. You have a set amount of time in your take. You mess up, you have to go get another tape.
Yeah. You
have to go get another roll, of tape. And that was, I feel like that made, the stakes were higher, right? You had to do it right in that moment. You have to. Otherwise, you're costing money. Tapes, it's a physical thing. It's money, you're going to have to put another tape. You only have this much time to fill out.
I mean, dude, if I can... Something that I really take for granted in my own music experience is... So we talked about Nevermind earlier, and that was a very laborious process for the whole band. Like, they had to record all the guitars, they had to record the vocals, and they had to, like, go into the booth to do it properly.
Right.
And that was probably the only way that they were able to record what they had at the time. And it sounds great, but with some of the music that I recorded that's on my YouTube channel, I just got out my iPhone, recorded it on voice memo, and then tweaked it a little bit in GarageBand, and it doesn't sound terrible. Like, it doesn't sound fantastic, and to somebody who's really well read on phon aesthetics and shit, like, I get it. They're gonna definitely rip me a new asshole for saying that, but, like, that you can even do that at all now would be unthinkable 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, no, you need a studio.
Yeah.
Or you need to make your own studio. You need to go buy all those equipment.
Right.
You need to buy a mixer, buy your tape deck, buy everything that you're going to do to make these recordings.
Yeah.
It was a lot more process, a lot more difficult.
I wonder what we're going to be in for next, like when we're old.
Yeah, right. What are people going to be able to do? I mean, you can already do so much now with, you have unlimited, like you're saying, unlimited audio that you can manipulate visually. You can look at it, change it around, re-record your takes, splice your takes in, take this and do this, and there's no consequences at all. You just have your only consequence is your memory, right? You just go get more space or delete something.
Yeah, you just get a stupid hard drive.
Yeah, right. So it doesn't matter.
Well. All this music talk and discussion of the future, man, there's my mind's going a million miles a minute, but yeah, man, I'm freaked out about what's to really come. So
with Nevermind, they recorded two different versions of the album. They they have versions of the song that were recorded in Madison, Wisconsin.
That's right, Smart Studios.
Yeah, and then there's the versions that you hear on the album. So they went to different studios and like had to keep playing these songs over and over again.
Yeah.
Until they got, spending that money and that studio time to make a perfect product.
And I'm just like, hey Matt, just come over for like an hour.
Yeah, let's check it out, set up the mics, everything.
Yeah. That sounds. Yeah, that's all we did. Well, I'm excited to post that to the channel, but. All right, what time are we at? 34 minutes? Okay, so one other thing, I'm going to say one more thing, and I think I should probably like end it because when you do an hour podcast, it's really hard to edit it, especially when you do it by yourself.
Right.
So like, give yourself a half hour, and then that way you don't start spacing out too much into it because you're like, you just want the editing process to be over. So I'm gonna try to commit to that. But I don't know, Matt. Do you have any closing thoughts?
I don't know. I think we talked about some good topics today, right? We talked
any plugs, any flexes?
Any plugs, any flexes, man? I got my YouTube channel too, my own content. BO on YouTube, capital BEO. I do SoundCloud production, art, all that type of stuff. So
yeah, I can go link that in the description.
Yeah, I got like some edits on there.
All right, stinky people. Thanks for tuning in to the Unnamed Podcast. Whatever, Tantris Humble Podcast.
The Tantris Humble Podcast.
Fucking... I shouldn't say fucking. You guys are okay with me saying fuck, right?
Okay. Adult Podcast.
Adult Podcast. We're going to talk about porn. Just kidding, not now.
All right, so at the porn convention, the 2021 porn convention, Riley Reid, Mia Malkova... We're talking about.
I've never heard those names before.
Yeah, never heard those names before, man.
All right, I definitely think it's time to stop. Okay, peace out, people. This is Matt. Matt, what's your last name?
Peters.
Matt Peters.
Matt Peters.
Matt Peters.
My government name, man.
It's government, man. All right, peace out.